What's going on, guys? We are back with another video, and today we are going to be rating every single main roster premium live event match so far this year in 2024 WWE. The most recent premium live event was WWE SummerSlam. So our timeline right now is right before Bash in Berlin. So make sure you like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So we will be going from top to bottom. So we'll be starting off January 29th, the Royal Rumble. The first match is the Women's Royal Rumble, and in my opinion, this is better than the men's. A lot of great debuts. We saw Jordynne Grace, Naomi, and then Jade Cargill finally in her first match in WWE. Some pretty good spots. I love the face-off between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. The way it ended with Bayley, and then how Bayley went on to win the Women's Championship at WrestleMania off the Io Sky. I'm going to have to give this match between 3 and a 4. If there was a 3.5 on here, I would definitely give it that. But I think for now, I'm just going to stick with the high 3. The next match up is the 4-way for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship between Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. This match is really hated on because of how Solo interfered to help Roman win the match. But aside from that, it was pretty good. I love how Randy Orton got the RKOs to everyone. And then Roman Reigns retaining. Obviously I loved him retaining, but the way he retained wasn't the best. I'm leading more high 2 than low 3, so I think we're just going to give it a high 2. Next matchup is Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. This match was great aside the ending with the DQ and the ref noticing that Kevin Owens used the brass knuckles. And then his rampage after the match. I'm going to have to stick right in that same area with all the other matches in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to have to give this maybe even a little bit lower than the Women's Royal Rumble, so I'm just going to stick with that. And the next matchup, which was the main event, was the Men's Royal Rumble, which I already said earlier, the women's, in my opinion, was better. But we saw CM Punk in his first official WWE match. We saw Cody Rhodes winning. I hated the idea that I wish that CM Punk didn't get injured in that. And even if CM Punk didn't get injured, I still think that Gunther should have won. Or Drew McIntyre should have. So they can set up a match for the World Heavyweight title. But the match was pretty good. The only big debut that we saw was CM Punk Andrade. Andrade was the only return. And then Sami Zayn came back from injury. I think he was only out for 2-3 months. Since October, November. I'm going to have to give this match a high 2. So right there in front of the 4-way. Now we're moving on to Elimination Chamber. And I really love this pay-per-view. I'm so happy that I got up early for it. 5 o'clock in the morning, February 16th. It was Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan in the Women's Elimination Chamber. And this match was just phenomenal. The Tiffany Stratton moonsault off the top of the cage was just great. And the theme is going on a little bit this year. The Women's Elimination Chamber was better than the men's, in my opinion. And this one was just a bit better. The ending with how Becky Lynch won and she pinned both the people, or I don't know. I think Bianca Belair pinned Liv Morgan, and immediately after, Becky Lynch manhandle slam and pinned her. But aside from that, it was pretty good. And I think I'm actually going to have to give this a low 4. So that's going to be our first 4 of the video. Let's get into the next one. The next matchup is Damian Priest and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day, against Pete Dunne or Butch and Tyler Bate, the New Catch Republic. And this match was absolutely phenomenal. This match is so hated on. I don't know why. It's one of the most underrated matches of the whole entire year. Aside from, Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, which we already did. But, like I said, just phenomenal. I love Tyler Bates' finisher. It always makes the match a little bit fun. And I'm going to have to give this match I'm going to put it right between Kevin Owens and the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to give that a mid of 3. The next match was the Men's Elimination Chamber, which was between Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. Sorry, it's hard to remember. Drew McIntyre did win by pinning Randy Orton. Man, I wish Randy would have won. Had that match with Seth Rollins again. Such a great match when they had that at WrestleMania. But, the ending, I really hated. Logan Paul coming back in, using the brass knuckles on Randy because Randy RKO'd him. He was about to use them. AJ Styles attacking LA Knight, I think, was the right choice. It was pretty good. Great match. Bobby Lashley with the spear through the Elimination Chamber wall, or glass, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I just don't think that they had the right winner. In the end, it looked pretty good because now the feud with CM Punk because of everything that's going on. I'm going to give this a high 2 right in front of the Men's Royal Rumble, and now we're going to move on to the main event. The main event of Elimination Chamber was Rhea Bloody Ripley against Nia Jax in her hometown in Australia. Both of these women are from Australia, if you didn't know that. But this match is alright. Not the best match of all time. Rhea Ripley really got her back fucked up from Nia Jax on the announce table. And then the riptide to end it. Picking up Nia Jax was just crazy. But I think I'm going to give this... I think I'm going to put this right in front of Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. It was a pretty good match, and now let's get on to the show of the shows, WrestleMania. The first match of WrestleMania was Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch won the Elimination Chamber Women's to get the shot at the title here. And Rhea Ripley did retain, although she would get beaten down the next week on Raw and had to drop the title, which Becky Lynch did pick up, which, again, I don't think was the right move when they just had her lose 2 weeks ago. But Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, some pretty good kickouts. I actually thought the match was over at 2 different points in it, which is very surprising because I usually know when a finish is coming. But here, I'm going to put it above Rhea versus Nia. I'm going to put it right there. So, next matchup. Next matchup was the big 3, Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair against Damage Control of... Looks like Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka there. Yep, that's who it was. I really wish that it was just Bianca and Jade going after the women's tag titles here. There's no reason to add the extra woman, which no storyline will be added any further after WrestleMania. Aside from that, the match wasn't really that great. The finish with the double finisher, KOD and Jaded, is alright. I'm thinking between low 2 and 1. I think I'm just going to have to go with the low 2. So I'm pretty sure this match was on night 1. I'm not going to check for confirmation, but it was a 6-pack ladder match for both the titles, and then the teams would have to retrieve both titles, both the tag titles. So that meant that there probably were going to be Raw and SmackDown tag team champions that were different. That is what happened. We had Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, A-Town Down Under, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, New Catch Republic, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, The New Day, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the undisputed champions at the time were Finn Balor and Damian Priest at Judgment Day. And this was a great match. Huge, really nice spots. I really thought that the New Catch Republic was going to win the SmackDown titles. A-Town Down Under, just like transitional champions, I think is an alright idea. R-Truth and The Miz, their title reign should have been a little bit longer. The way it ended with Liv Morgan helping the Judgment Day really did turn out well. But all in all, I really liked this match. The ladder spots that R-Truth had, the table spot with JD McDonough. I'm going to have to put this right next to the Women's Royal Rumble at another high 3. Man, oh man. Next match, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. This match could have been an instant classic, and then their time got cut short. The main event was so long. It was almost an hour long. But aside from the time being cut short, there were pretty good spots. They did say that there was going to be a lot of new moves that haven't been seen yet, but that didn't happen either. I don't think it's bad enough for a 0. I think I'm just going to have to put on a 1 and call it a day. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. The next match up, when I tell you it's an instant classic, it's an instant classic. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. One of my favorite matches of the whole entire year so far. It was pretty emotional when Sami Zayn finally got that title back and Gunther's reign finally over. He deserved that great of a reign. I hope his reign is that good with the World Heavyweight Championship. But like I said, instant classic, and this is an instant 5-star match, the first one of the day. Next up is the night 1 main event. It was Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and the Rock the Bloodline. This would determine if it would be Bloodline Rules Night 2 or no. A bunch of great spots. The rock bottom through the table, the double pedigree, and the double kick out. And then the people's elbow to end it. Rock really sending off a message to Mama Rhodes and all of Cody's friends and Rollins. But we didn't know that the winner of Night 2 would sadly lose Night 1. But, yeah, I'm going to have to put this match, I think a low 4, maybe a high 3 seems pretty good. No one liked it that much, but the time it got was pretty good. At The Rock, you can tell that his body was in terrible condition after nearly an hour of wrestling. So without further ado now, let's get over to Night 2 of the show. To start off WrestleMania Night 2, we had Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I don't really have much to say about this. This match was pretty terrible. Then the cash-in at the end with Drew screwing Punk. Not much to say about it. I think I'm just going to put it here just like a finisher battle, which I wasn't really expecting much of, but let's get to the next match. Next match was Andrade and Rey Mysterio against Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And I think I'm the only one that predicted Rey Mysterio and Andrade to win, only because it was Andrade's debut match, his return to WWE. The ending was... it didn't make any sense at all. It was okay, I guess. The spot where, like, I forget his name in the LWO, Joaquin Wilder, Cruz del Toro, when they went over the top rope, and then there might have been, like, a moonsault off the top rope, into the managers on the side. And then Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson coming in at the end to help. Yeah, like I said, it just didn't make much sense. Because of the nice spots, I have to put it ahead of Bianca Belair and that Bianca Belair Trios match against Damage Control. I'm going to put it right behind the Fatal 4-Way at the Royal Rumble. I think that's a great place for it. This next match right here, the pride of the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, and Bobby Lashley against AOP and Karrion Kross, the Final Testament. The one thing that was kind of weird about it, I thought that they should have made it a mixed tag. Street Fight is perfectly fine. But they both had one woman with the faction B-Fab and Scarlett, which they could have just done something good with. But I like Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee and how they got the tables at the end. Montez Ford with the Swanton Bomb over the top rope, like with no assistance. And it was very great. And then I love the spots. The way it ended with the frog splash. All in all, it was a pretty good match. I'm going to put it ahead of Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I'm going to put it right there, right in the middle. The next match was LA Knight against AJ Styles. The weeks leading up to this match were pretty good. I liked how LA Knight dressed up as a security guard during AJ Styles' promo. It's pretty good, I guess. LA Knight and AJ Styles did not put on one of the best matches ever, and it wasn't great whatsoever either. Yeah, I really don't know. I remember there weren't many kickouts. I'm going to put this low too. It might even be below that Bianca Belair match. Yeah. Next match up was one of my favorite matches of WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton for the United States Championship. Logan Paul did end up retaining. He just recently lost to SummerSlam. The pop-up RKO was pretty good. I loved how Randy and Kevin Owens stuck together for the first start of the match. The entrances of them were pretty good. The one thing I forgot to mention, the entrances for Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch were pretty cool. How they had the big stuff for everyone. And then Speed in the prime suit getting RKO'd after Randy was about to go for a punt. When's the last time we saw the punt? I want to see one really soon. Maybe at Bash in Berlin against Gunther. We'll see it. Never know, but not much to say about that match, but that match was very great. I just don't remember it much. I'm going to put it at a low 4. Next matchup was Io Sky versus the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bayley, for the WWE Women's Championship. And Bayley did end up winning the title. She deserved it. The reign wasn't that great. How she paid homage to Macho Man many times. Just cool. And then it ended with the Rose Plant. Plenty of kickouts. Io Sky, just great in ring, working with her moonsault and all. Not much to say about this match again because it was just straight up pretty good. But I'm going to put this one right between there. Now the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania. Always sad how we went through all these phenomenal matches every single year just for that last match, and then it just hits us. This just went by so quick. But Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Bloodline rules for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and is recognized as many as the greatest main event match of all time. And this match, I'm not going to put any bias against. It was great. The run-ins weren't not great. They could have been a little bit of like spam, kind of. It's maybe a little bit too many of them. Stone Cold should have came out instead of The Undertaker. I do not remember the exact reason why it didn't happen. And scheduling reasons with the podcast, I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to have to put this, honestly, right behind Gunther and Sami Zayn. I do think that match was a little bit better. But now heading out of WrestleMania, let's head over to Backlash. The first match of Backlash is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa, which the match started off with a brawl and that forced Nick Aldis to come out and make the match a street fight. I forget what it's called, some kind of superplex that Kevin Owens did from the top rope onto all the chairs was pretty cool. And then at the end, right when he tried to go for the pin after that, after hitting a stunner, or maybe it was Randy who hit an RKO, negative or a Loa, tries to pull the ref's leg out of the ring. The ref is perfect at selling it. And then that's when we saw that the new bloodline was really coming together. And then Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga did end up winning that match. Let's head on to the next one. Oh, and I forgot. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. I will put this one right there, right under another street of fight. Perfect rating right there. Next matchup was Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this match was pretty good. The entrances, that's the first big entrance that we saw of Jey Uso where we went through the crowd, I'm pretty sure. They did perfect. The entrances, the crowd was just so great that night. They were awake for every single match, even the bad ones. But this is where we did first see the little breakup of the Judgment Day. How they attacked Jey after, and then everyone was getting pushed around in there. Aside from that, this match was pretty good as I remember it. I'm going to put it right in front of Nia Jax vs. Rhea Ripley. Sadly, I don't remember this match much, but Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, and Naomi for the women's championship. This match was pretty good as I remember. I mean, that's a lie because sadly I don't remember it much. But on paper, this match looks like it's phenomenal. Tiffany Stratton, great in-ring worker. Bayley, great in-ring worker. Naomi always just hypes up the match a little bit more. It's going to be pretty hard to rate this one since, like I said, I don't remember it much. But I'm going to put it right here in front of that. The next match up is Damage Control, or I forget their names, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The ending, again, was pretty good with the double finisher. We did get the new Tag Team Championships, the Women's Tag Team Champs, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Unfortunately, they were pretty transitional champions. But that match was alright, I guess. I'm going to put it right under there, right at the bottom of 3. Now, the main event, again, recognized as one of the best matches of the year. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, I was not paying attention to this match whatsoever. I did hear that there was a lot of kickouts, a lot of finishers. On paper, again, this match is just absolutely phenomenal. It looks like one of those old New Japan matches where they just put on a banger. But I'm going to have to put this match, just from what I hear of it, I'm going to rewatch it later, and maybe I'll make a change to this video after. But I'm going to put it right there. And I'll just put it right at the back of 5. The first match of King and Queen of the Ring was Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship, which Liv Morgan did win with the help of Dominic Mysterio, and then the Raw after, the kiss that shook the world. But Liv Morgan, the new champion. Not many thought that she would win that match, but 2 Oblivions is what it took to pin her a kick out after the first. That just deserves a little bit high stars. I'm going to put it right there. Second match of King and Queen of the Ring was Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax for the Women's Queen of the Ring. I thought Lyra Valkyria would win this match and then get her shot at Liv Morgan just to take up some feud time for SummerSlam. But Nia Jax did end up winning. It was a bit of a squash match, not that great. I'm going to put this maybe right there. It's pretty good. The next matchup was a triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. I was not paying attention to this match a lot once again. It was pretty good, though. From what I did see of it, I was mainly focusing on the Uncle Howdy stuff because there was a QR code right during Bronson Reed's entrance. So that's what I was focusing on. But, aside from that, the match was okay. I'll put it right there. Now, this match right here, if it weren't for the botched ending, I think it would have been better possibly than Gunther versus Sami Zayn. But Gunther versus Randy Orton, I mean, I really can't say anything about it. Like, the amount of kickouts, reversals, finishers. I might even have to put this in front of Roman versus Cody, but I think I'm just going to put it right behind. This match right here deserves respect. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul, Queen of the Ring, the main event. I love this match so much. I don't know if I'm the only one, but the spots outside of the ring, they were out there for a while. Cody Rhodes tearing down the Prime crew, or whatever they call them. Yeah, it's phenomenal. And then the in-ring work, the finish. At the end, I thought that the wide six should have came out because there was some extra time right there. There was 10 minutes left in the show, and Cody was just sitting in the middle of the ring. I think that would be like a good opportunity, just to have the lights go out and then boom, that's it. But this match is phenomenal. I'm gonna put it right there. Now starting Clash at the Castle, no disqualification, or it was an I Quit match. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And I still think to this day that AJ Styles should have won the title there. He did pull a Mark Henry a week before, and that's kind of what led up to the match. He's going to make him say the words that he should have said weeks ago. But this match was pretty good, and then we did see the first bit of Cody Rhodes possibly turning heel when he threw the steps and AJ after the match. But I'm going to put that, I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to put it, that might be a little bit too high. Let's get it right there. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. They could have just had Otis turn babyface in this match. Instead, they decided to have it just 2 days after for no reason whatsoever, when they could have had it at a big PLE. But who cares anyways? It was, besides that, a very, very good match. And I'm going to put it right there. Two great in-ring workers getting together. Next match up, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. What are they called now? Like Pure Fusion Collective. That's their faction. Where's Sonya Deville? Versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They need a name for their team. And versus Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And Alba Fire and Isla Dawn did up winning those women's tag titles, which I think was the correct choice at that point in time, and I still think it is. 2 botches by Jade Cargill doesn't help the match rating whatsoever. So I think I'm going to have to put it right there. But I did like seeing Unholy Union winning the women's tag titles in their hometown. What, Piper Niven got this match only because it was in Scotland? Who cares? Meaningless match. 1 star, even below the terrible Jay vs. Jimmy match. And then Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk gets 3 up on him. Screws Drew McIntyre. Becomes a new ref right when the ref gets knocked out. And then everyone hates CM Punk. Everyone there in Scotland, he's the biggest heel there. But aside from the ending, I mean, the ending was still great. This match was pretty good. I'm going to put it right there. Heading into Money in the Bank, the first match of the night was Chad Gable, Jey Uso, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Which Drew McIntyre did end up winning. Both Money in the Bank ladder matches were very, very good with some very OMG moments. Great spots. I think Jey Uso definitely should have won. It was so stupid wasting a briefcase with Drew McIntyre. And they had Jey Uso on the cover of Money in the Bank. He was the only guy there on the cover. But with that, I'm just going to have to put this match, I think right there is, again, a perfect spot. The next match was Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. When I tell you Sami Zayn should have lost the title right then and there, I'll tell you however many times until you believe me. But in the end, how they ended up giving him the title at SummerSlam, I guess was alright. Just trying to make Sami's reign a little bit longer. But, yeah, the match was pretty good, I guess. I'll put it right there in front of that match. Next match up, in my opinion, the best match of Money in the Bank was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was between Io Sky, Lara Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green. The spots between Io Sky and Zoe Stark, Tiffany Stratton had a couple nice spots where like she walked up the ladder, pushing Chelsea Green through the tables from all the way up there. Was probably the biggest OMG moment of the year. Tiffany Stratton winning was absolutely perfect choice. You see, every single week from now on, you'll probably see a hint closer to her turning babyface and turning on Nia Jax to cash in on her. But a phenomenal match right there. And I'm going to put it right there. And what I'm going to mention, have you noticed Women's Money in the Bank match, Women's Royal Rumble, Women's Elimination Chamber, all better than the men's version of it? They're more like cruisers. The men are more like bruisers, if you know what I mean. Like WWE 2K. But kind of like that. Like high-flying women and then crazy strong men. You know what I mean. The next matchup was Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. If Damian Priest won, Seth Rollins could never challenge him for the title again. And if Seth Rollins won, Damian Priest would have to leave the Judgment Day. So it really spiced the match up. In my opinion, in my guess, I should say, what I thought was going to happen was spot on. Drew McIntyre cashes in, makes it a triple threat, and then everything that was on the line, all the stipulations for whoever won, is off, and that's exactly what happened. But Damian Priest did end up leaving the Judgment Day just a little bit more than a month later at SummerSlam. But CM Punk getting 4 up now on Drew McIntyre was the right choice. I do think that he should have just stopped him from winning the Money in the Bank ladder match all in all. But it did turn out pretty good. I'm going to have to give that match 3 stars also, right ahead of the women's Money in the Bank ladder. Actually, let's put it behind it. That's good. And the next match, the main event, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes all finally getting a chance to really lay their hands on the Bloodline. The ref was out for so long. It wasn't even a huge bump. He just took like a little push. He was down for like 10-15 minutes. Like, what the fuck? But, there's no reason to make that match the main event if you're not going to have a Roman return. It was a very good choice having Solo pin Cody. But that match wasn't that great aside from that. The Frog Splash through the announce table was pretty good, I guess. But I'm going to put it right there ahead Sammy versus Chad. Next matchup, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Special guest referee, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. God damn, I can't think. The ending was good with the GTS to Seth and then the Claymore to Punk. It did keep the matches going like triple threat. All of them were involved in the storyline. And that match did just get made official for Bash in Berlin. It will be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. But this match is pretty good, I guess. Yeah, it was not I guess, just very good. I'm going to put it right there. Second highest in the 3 tier. Sorry I did it in the wrong order there. But this really was the first match of SummerSlam. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Dominic Mysterio finally turning on Rhea Ripley. He turned on his daddy and his mommy. And you could see the smirk after the match that when he threw in the chair was intentional. But the storyline was perfect. Rhea finally coming back to like show Liv who the fuck's boss, but she couldn't get the job done. The match did get set for Bash in Berlin also. Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, the Terror Twins. Mixed tag match. But in this match, Liv Morgan did end up retaining. It was a good match again. And I'm going to put it right there. Had Damian versus Seth. Next matchup was Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. And LA Knight finally getting his very deserved, well-deserved. He's been waiting for it for so long. Finally, a title, mid-card title first, and then the world title's coming soon. I bet you in the next 2 years he's be getting that. But right here, that match was pretty good, I guess. To put it right there, that's a great spot. Sammy versus Braun Part 2. Braun Breaker did win the Intercontinental Championship here, which was 100% the right choice. I don't know why his losing streak had to end there at Money in the Bank. But Sami Zayn, I feel like he kind of got squashed under them, like the 2 haluva kicks that Sami hit. And then Braun did get kicked out of him. But just a spear battle is always what Braun Breaker matches are. But aside from that, the match was very good. I'm going to put it right there. Next matchup was Bayley versus Nia Jax for the Women's Universal Championship. And Nia Jax did end up defeating Bayley and ending that terrible title reign with the help of Tiffany Stratton, where it looked like she was going to cash in, and then she just stopped right there on the apron to distract Bayley. But Nia Jax hit 2 annihilators to end it. And the match was very good, very underrated. I'm going to put it right there, right in front of Becky versus Liv. Here we go. The last 2 matches of PLEs that we've had up to date. Damian Priest versus Gunther. Gunther did get the shot at this match because he was the men's king of the ring. And the betrayal, Finn Balor putting Gunther's leg on the rope. The implosion of the Judgment Day is what SummerSlam will be known as. And this match will be known as the best 4-star match of 2024 so far. Now, the main event of SummerSlam, the biggest show of the summer, biggest party of the summer, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Rules for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. If this match was not Bloodline Rules, I have a hot take. Solo Sikoa should have won. And then Roman Reigns wrecks everyone and leaves after the match. But everyone got involved that we knew would. Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and the big return of the OTC, the real tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you, Roman. And that moment right there carried, and I mean carried this match. This match was in big trouble for disappointment. But that's the only reason why this match got the 4 stars. And now that's it for that. Let's get right back to you. So those were the ratings that I thought for every single PLE match so far this year after SummerSlam. If you think I was wrong about anything in this video, make sure you comment down below. If you thought I was right, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you don't, then you acknowledge Solo Sikoa, and I don't think any of us want to do that. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and peace out.